Morning, boys and girls. How's it going today? I'm going to come at you with a little bit of a different video today. Since we have finally warmed up, I'm going to come out to the shooting range today. So I'll probably do this in a couple different videos. I'll try to do maybe a little bit of a tour on the first video, just because I could easily spend an hour doing a tour. I will try not to do that. Sitting out here on the range, getting ready to drive, or on the road, getting ready to drive in. I'm using a different camera today, so there's certain things that I will not be able to see the screen like right now. So hopefully I'm in there. I'm getting ready to flip it around. And our range is, from my house, it's about 45 minutes out. We are on a ranch. We rent a little bit of property from the ranch, going over the auto gate there. And so I'm going to drive up here to the gate, get in. I'll do a lot, as I'm driving, I'll try to do a lot of fast forwarding. And so here we go. We'll have fun today, or at least I will. Okay, now that I'm inside, it'll take me another 5 or 6, 7 minutes to get up to the first part of our range. And so I will come back and see you then. Okay, here we're coming up on the wobble trap and the sporting clay range. That building back over there is where we store all the clays. We get those in by the semi-load at a time, and then we have a little clubhouse in there. We got pop machines and restrooms and all of that good stuff. And then back over here, let me spin around, see if I can get us a little bit closer. You're not going to be able to see a lot. That is, see if I can zoom you in a little bit. That is our wobble trap range, which I love coming out here and shooting wobble traps. So you stand up on that platform. We've got remote launchers that you can launch either by foot, which when I come out by myself, I just hook up the foot pedal, stand up there, and the trap is always wobbling. So when you launch a clay target, you have no idea whether it's going to come out of there high, low, right, left, center, up, down. So that's always fun to do. And the range is all private range. We maintain it and everything volunteer-wise. So there's nobody out here. You got no range officers or anything, so you're on your own. If you have access, you are on your own. You're not going to be able to see it, but back in this trees is our sporting clay range. And so we'll have, and the launchers will move from the ground to behind bushes to, we've got some elevated platforms on hydraulics. We can raise them, lower them, wheel them around, pull them to different spots. And so that you have to have, just because I can kind of see some of the traps and stuff over back in there. I'm not for sure whether you can. That you have, because the traps are so remote and in different places, we don't open that up except like on Sundays when we do competitions. And so that one, that's about the only range you cannot do by yourself out here. And then swing back around, there's the clubhouse again. And then I'm gonna drive right over just down the street here to the skeet ranges and trap range, and I'll show you those. Okay, here we are at the skeet range. That is the low house for the right field. And you can kind of see those concrete pads, which are your shooting stations. Come over here, you've got the high house for the right field, and then on the opposite end is the low house for the left field. And then come around over here, and you got the high house for the left field, if that makes sense. So, and then again, we've got remote launchers, so you can stand and you can shoot from every position and launch by yourself if you're out here by yourself. And on the remote launchers, you'll have 3 buttons, one for low house, one for high house, and then one for doubles. And then behind this wall over here, there is the trap field. And so in that little bunker there, you go open it up, use your card, open it up. It's got hydraulics to raise the top roof out of the way. And then you got your remote launchers there, and it'll launch out and shoot a game or two of trap. So that's all. This is up on the hill. I'm going to drive about another minute or two down the hill, and we'll start showing you the pistol and rifle ranges and etc., etc. Be back in just a minute. Okay, right here we have a pistol range, and this pistol range, a lot of times, I can't see from here, there's a few guys up there right now. A lot of times we'll have steel targets. I don't know whether you can see those barrels up there, but a lot of times guys will set up like IDPA stages, especially if they're going to shoot a qualifier or something like that. They'll set up that stage and then they can practice for the qualifier. But that is pistol only. No caliber requirements or anything like that. Up here on my right we have got what we call the plinking range, which this is really any gun, any target. So except for like 50 BMG. We do not want you shooting 50 BMG because that range only goes out to a maximum of 60 yards. So no 50s up there. We've got a 50 range. But you can shoot bottles, cans, you know, whatever, as long as you clean up after yourself. Here we've got our, see if I can get these guys in the picture here. I don't know how well this zoom will come out, especially looking into the sun. We're coming into our cowboy action range. So over here we've got our little cowboy western town set up, and so they do competitions, full-blown competitions out here at least once a month. Here of course it's going to be 45 or 38 lead, just because our steel targets back there are not going to take a full, you know, 9mm or full metal jacket. You'll blow right through the targets, and so they'll set up different scenarios in there. Where you might be, you know, laying in bed and then you got to get up. Up here you can shoot from the platform and, you know, rotating targets. And then it'll go on around, clear back into there. And then that far back covering there, let's see if I can zoom a little bit on it. They'll typically have, you know, a bunch of metal flopper targets there, and that you can go ahead and shoot full metal jacket in. So that's what I like doing. I like shooting the wobble trap, and I like shooting the reactive targets where you're knocking down steel. So I will come back in just a second as we start getting over to our rifle ranges. All right, we're coming up on a rifle range here on my right. I'm going to try to film from here just because I'm not for sure how much you'll be able to see as I get around there. Up here on this berm, where like these flags are, you shoot from, this is your shooting position. And yeah, we're not going to be able to see anything out there. Let me spin around here. So we're shooting from that berm, and we've got targets out at 200, 300, 400, 500, and 600 meters, what you're shooting at there. There you can kind of, you're not going to be able to see the targets, it's going to be too small, but that's where you're shooting from, or shooting to. Yeah, you're not going to be able to see a whole lot there, but that's where you can start practicing your long range. And then over here right in front of me we've got the bench rest. So if you're sighting in all the way out 25, 50, 100, and 200 yards, so if you're sighting in for deer season or something like that, that's where you're going to shoot your deer rifles and practice. A lot of guys will come out here and do bench rest, trying to get their one-hole shots, etc., etc. So I'm going to go over to a couple other ranges and we'll be back in just a second. Now out here, as you see, is the small bore range. So we say this is pistols, pretty much anything in pistols, and then 22 rimfire is what we mean by 22 rifle, because again we've got silhouettes out there that are not going to withstand like a 223, 556 or anything like that. And so they'll do a lot of junior competitions out here, air rifles with the kids. And you can shoot black powder, lead ball black powder out here. So they'll do some black powder competitions. And so that's actually a pretty big range. You're probably at least 50 yards, 60 yards wide on it. And then over here to the right of that is a pistol range where you've got 25 and 50 yard. When they do concealed carry classes, they will do them on this range. These are paper targets only. And we got a sign up there that says no shotgun allowed, but it's also no rifle allowed either. That is a pistol range. You really can't see in there, but we got our target stand you take out and put up. And then I'm going to swing back around, hopefully not too fast. There's another clubhouse down here. We got TVs, a little kitchen in there, because a lot of times we'll do barbecues and stuff like that out here. Pool tables, TVs, couches, chairs, recliners, everything like that. So I'm going to go up the hill and show you one more thing, and then we'll be done with our tour here. And I'm not for sure whether you can see that from here, that long rifle range where we had the 200 out to 600. I am up on a hill now. And I don't know if you can see those big numbers back there, but from where we are on this berm up here, that's 1,000 yards. So that shoots over the clubhouse and all the other ranges. So a couple times a year, they'll shut down all the ranges and do a 1,000-yard competition from up here on the hill. So I'm shooting a little small point and shoot camera. I don't have a big zoom on it, but kind of give you an idea. All right, I'll continue from here. Okay guys, that's a tour, a quick tour of the range. I'll try to fast forward through a lot of that so it won't take 30 minutes. Thanks for coming along on the tour. I'm going to go do me some shooting now, and who knows, maybe we'll get a video or two of me shooting. I don't know whether I want to show that or not. It's been probably 6 months or so since I've been out shooting, because I was on that construction job up in Kansas for about 3 months right before my daughter had her accident, and then so it's been over 6 months since I've done any shooting. Normally I like to try to come out, spend a full day shooting at least once a week, and so we'll see what we do, and we'll talk to you guys later. Thanks for coming along, I appreciate it.